Welcome to another Figuring Out Japan video. We sell all the coolest Japanese collectibles. Please check the description of this video for more details, including our eBay store and our Facebook page. So this video, unfortunately, is going to be of just boxed figures because I don't have permission to open these because we've got to get them out to customers. But we can still have a decent look at what they are. So this series is made by Banpresto, of course, and you've got the gold toy animation sticker. And it is the DXF, which is deluxe figure, which you can also see the logo there, Brotherhood 2. So of course there is a Brotherhood 1, which is of Ace and Luffy. And now of course there was this third character, which was Sabo, and so they've gone and made a Brotherhood 2. Now you'll notice that there's obviously a common theme of fire, and you'll understand why. I don't want to spoil the story if you don't, but obviously Ace has the ability to shoot fire, and let's just say somebody else also ends up with that ability for various reasons. I'm not going to spoil the story, as I said, and if you do know the story, then you will understand what I'm saying. So the three figures are sold separately, but we sell them. We only sell them as a set on our store, because they're really designed to go together. But if you really just want one of them, you can get in touch and we can certainly organize that for you. So this is what they look like together. So you can see that they do all have a base, so that's exactly what you get. So they all have a base and the fire and all that sort of stuff, quite a lot of detail there. And they all kind of, I don't think they actually clip together, I could be wrong, but I guess they just sort of slide together and I don't know, maybe they do clip together, I really don't know, to be honest. But that's what it looks like, that's the finished product, and it is a Japanese only release, as you can see here, for use as prize in Japan only. Pretty much like all our figures, Japanese exclusive. So the backs are all the same, so I'm not going to show you as is the top. So that's what the top looks like, and the bottom obviously is just the same. So I'm not going to show you them for each one, but this is obviously Ace. So you can see there's quite a lot of detail, everything that you would expect. With his hat and his accessories, his jeans, his khaki jeans, that sort of stuff. Reminds me a bit of Indiana Jones, actually. I just thought of that now. Looks a bit more like an explorer rather than a pirate, doesn't he? I kind of like how One Piece doesn't sort of play into the stereotypical pirate look. This is Sabo. I quite like Sabo. I think I did a really good job with his figure as well. It's a cool character and interesting style. Just seems interesting. A lot of different features and things. That's Sabo, so it's a nice figure. And then of course, Luffy. That's what Luffy looks like there. Now these boxes, if you're wondering, they're 180mm by 120mm by 90mm, so just to give you an idea of size, that's an iPhone 5 case, so the figures would probably be a bit smaller than the box. They're still a reasonably decent size. So yeah, now in terms of reviewing these figures, I think they look they look really good. I think the quality and the detail I think is really top notch, and I like all the base and all that sort of stuff is quite detailed. If I had to sort of complain about a couple of things, you'll notice that Luffy actually has a fireball on his right hand. And I really don't know why they did that, because of course Luffy does not have the ability to do that. So, I mean, it kind of looks cool, but it doesn't really make any sense. So I really don't know why they did that, to be honest. Another problem is that, now this isn't really a complaint, but if you display this, I mean, you can display it from any angle if you wanted to, but you know, you're always going to have somebody with their back facing the front. So I think it's designed such that it does face this way, just because of the stance, and it sort of looks symmetrical. But you know, if you wanted to, you could have like Ace and Luffy at the front and Sabo at the back, or you could have Ace and Sabo and Luffy at the back. You could do, you know, you can display from any way, but whichever way you do it, you're going to have somebody's back facing the front. So this way is probably the best, because you know, at least here you can see Ace's tattoo, whereas the back of the other two probably doesn't look as interesting. I don't know how they could have avoided that. You know, maybe they could have, you know, switched him around so he's facing the front, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can actually, because usually they have pins attached to the base, so maybe you can do that. That's why unfortunately they're not open, but usually they might. Yeah, I don't know, maybe you could do that, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's not meant to be displayed that way, but that's just one thing to note. The other problem, and again it's not really a complaint on Banpresto's behalf, but if you have Brotherhood 1, I think it's a difficult decision whether you get Brotherhood 2, because obviously it'd be nice to have, you know, all three of the brothers, but, you know, the feel and the look of these is pretty similar to Brotherhood 1, so if you've already got that one, then you're sort of going to have a bit of duplication having two Luffys and two Aces. And, I mean, as I said, that's not Banpresto's fault, that's just, you know, the story evolved, and there was Sabo, so they kind of redid it, but that's just one thing to note. You know, maybe you might decide to sell Brotherhood 1 or whatever the case may be. But anyway, but for now, these have been released. They were just released a couple of days ago, and you know, it's a really awesome looking, you know, display kind of diorama set, and definitely a great collection to great figures to add to your collection. So that's the DXF Brotherhood 2 complete set of Sabo, Ace, and Luffy. Thank you very much for watching.